Okay, let's talk about some examples. So example number 1, power of a power. We're going to simplify 8 to the power of 6, that whole thing, to the power of 3. So if it helps you to think about it, I'm going to highlight the thing that is going to technically be our base. So we're looking at 3 factors of 8 to the power of 6. So when we're looking at this, we have 3 factors of 8 to the power of 6. So do we see what's happening? We have 3 factors of those. That's what's happening. So now we know one rule. If we have the same base, now our base is the 8. And we can then, because we're multiplying, we can take 6 plus 6 plus 6. And remember, repeated multiplication or repeated addition is multiplication. So we have 8 to the power of 6 times 3, and that's what we have up here. So I'm showing you the step that's happening in the middle. And so now we get 8 to the power of 18. Go ahead, pause the video, try the check. Now that you've tried the check, we should have 6 to the power of 3, that whole thing, to the power of 5. And if we use our rule, that's 6 to the power of 3 times 5 to get 6 to the power of 15. If you need to do the step that's in between here, remember, this whole thing, so if I highlight that, this whole thing is our base, and then it's to the power of 5, so we can rewrite it as 6 to the power of 3 times 6 to the power of 3 times 6 to the power of 3, and we have to have 5 of those. So 6 to the power of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And remember, we can rewrite repeated multiplication or repeated addition because we have the same base. We use our rule we already know, 3 plus 3 plus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we know repeated addition. If we just saw 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, we know that that's going to be 6 to the power of 3 times 5. And now we can say 6 to the power of 15. Okay? Either way is going to work. All right, let's look at another example. The only difference with this one is this is a variable. So don't worry about anything changing. The only difference is our base now is this whole guy inside here. And now we can use our rule, our power of power property, and that's going to tell us to multiply our exponents. And so we get k to the power of 7 times 5, which is 35. So go ahead and try the check. Now that you've tried the check, let's do the work. So we get the whole thing, for x to the power 4 to the power of 7. So that tells us we're using our rule. If you see parentheses like this and you see the exponent on the outside, that tells you we're doing our power of power property. So that means we're going to take what's on the inside, which is 4. We're going to multiply by 7. And so we get x to the power of 4 times 7, which is not 35. 4 times 7, which is 28. So x to the power of 28.